Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in to another tournament bracket from the TheThirdErnest stream on Twitch. We got about 100 people in here with us, all 21 Pilots fans or people who have never heard the album and they're just fans of the stream. I keep on telling y'all guys on YouTube, it's cool to watch these videos on YouTube, but a lot gets cut out for the sake of time on YouTube, and a lot of like the interaction and live vibe of the tournament is lost. So I highly implore you, I highly encourage you, I almost feel like threatening you at this point to follow the stream. Second link in the description. If you want to follow and support the YouTube channel in particular, follow the Patreon. The Patreon, the Twitch is seeing it right now as it's being recorded. The Patreon will see it after it's done edited, and it'll be on Patreon for probably like 3 weeks before it goes onto the channel. So follow Patreon, you get like early access, exclusive videos that you don't get and don't ever see on the channel or Twitch. It's exclusive to Patreon. If you are here to watch this, it's because you're 21 Pilots fan or you're curious. The thing about this right here, the thing about 21 Pilots tournament versus any other band or any other rapper or anybody else that I do a tournament for is the fan base. They're gonna have different motives for picking a song than say someone who is listening to Kanye West tournament bracket. Like the fan base and the lore and how deep it goes and how like rooted into the core fan base the lore is, certain songs might rise to the top that normally wouldn't if it wasn't for the lore. I'm super excited to get into it. This is our bracket. There is no rhyme or reason for the order of this because I knew that, you know, the lore was going to play a big factor. So I didn't want to, I don't want to persuade people by listing them in my order of my top to bottom favorites, because you're here watching the stream with me. You might think, oh, you know what? Ernest is right. Let me click on it. So I didn't do that this time, but the only one that I kept was number one at Jumpsuit was number one because it opens the album with a bang. And then Chlorine, I think, is probably the most successful song on the album commercially. So Chlorine is going to be number two, but everything else is mixed up in there. Pet Cheetah's probably not supposed to be the 14th seed. Morph is probably not supposed to be 9th. Smithereens might be lower. Neon Gravestones might be higher. Hard to say, but I'm super excited. Let's get to it, ladies and gentlemen. Again, no particular order, and we're starting off with a doozy right out the gate. Morph versus Nico and the Niners. I don't know why I did this to myself. These are like two of my favorite songs on the album.
Can't stop thinking about if and when I die for it. Now I see that if and when are truly different cries.
That bass line is crazy.
If I keep moving, they won't know. I'm off to someone else, I'm just a go.
Bro, that rise in like the all the way to the top to bring in the next hook.
What are we here for? If not to run straight through all our tormentors, but until that time, I'll try to sing this.
It's just such a smooth groove.
Are we still in love, and is it possible we feel the same? And that's when going under starts to take my wonder.
God damn. Oh, the drum feels crazy. God damn it. We gotta pick between this one and Nico and the Niners. I fucked up right out the gate. I should have not put these two together. It's all right. It's okay. It's okay. Now we go to Nico and the Niners. This was my favorite song on the album for some time. And that's not even knowing the lore and the storyline and the entire universe that they've created of Dima. I didn't even know what the fuck they were talking about, but the shit vibed. When I heard this, I thought we were getting some folk shit. And then the snare hits.
East is up. I'm fearless when I hear this on the low. East is up.
Savior raise the blaze now. Not yet.
I'm lighter when I'm lower. I'm higher when I'm heavy.
Oh. Bro, the I'm lighter when I'm lower, I'm higher when I'm heavy. That fucking bar, bro. You know what I'm saying? I feel better about myself when I'm weighed down by my pessimism. I'm lighter when I'm heavy.
I'm flying from a fire.
From Nico and the Niners. Whoa.
Bishops come together, they will know that Dima don't control us. Dima don't control. I'm heavy.
I was lost and I'm still kind of lost. I'm like, oh fuck, I'm just going with where. It's like whenever you are in a herd of people and they're all going in one direction, you're like, well, I guess I'll fucking go with them. I don't know what's happening.
Maybe from all the money we made, razor blade stores, mental race horse and force a sponsor and start a concert, a complete diversion. We'll win, but not everyone will get out.
Even if you don't know like the lore, like just the line of "will win, but not everyone will get out," like there are gonna be sacrifices of lives that are made. It's hard. These are the poll results, bro. 2 of the better songs on the album. 2 songs that have a lot of lore behind them. 2 songs that you can vibe with if you don't know what's happening. And if you do know, 50-50, 20-20 on the votes. Morph takes it by 29-28, 1 singular vote, ladies and gentlemen. And you know whose vote that was? Yours truly. I voted Morph. Nico and the Niners is nice, but Morph's hook is crazy. Morph's hook is crazy. That's all there is to it. I'm off to someone else. I'm just you know what I'm saying? You know, the East is up like that. I'm careless when I wear my rebel clothes. Like that's fire, but Morph is just such a, the vibes be vibing when you put on Morph. Morph moves on over Nico and the Niners, which was arguably my favorite song on the album when I had first heard it. Next up, we got Cut My Lip and Legend.
I'll keep on trying. Might as well. No, I'll keep moving. Though I am bruised, there's self-control.
That triplet, though I am bruised, is crazy.
Drink it anyway. I got my leg. Lean on my pride. Lean on my pride. I'm a lion. I got my way.
This song is crazy, bro. Paralyzed, you can't throw that out there and expect anybody to know what the fuck you're talking about. Like that's, like you just said, that reminds me of Eminem. I think if people listen to their albums objectively, you know, doesn't know anything about the lore, doesn't know anything about them as a band, the way they write, the way they sound, I think most non-biased listeners would say that Trench is the best sounding album that they've produced. Cut My Lip versus Legend.
You were one of those classic ones. Traveling around this sun. You're a legend in my own mind. Did not know how to take it when your eyes did not know me like I know you.
All right, so forever, this is not anything to do with lore. This is clearly, I don't know about clearly, but if your first time hearing this, this is a song about someone who's passed away. I think this is grandma, what Jeff said, and I think she had Alzheimer's, which is why it hurt me to see you look at me and you don't know me like I know you, you know? This one's not as tight as the first one. They're 2 different vibes. They're like not even close to each other. So it just depends on what vibe you're feeling more. I figured Cut My Lip is gonna take it. It just sounds so original, I guess you could say. Unless you're a fan of the French rock artist that Paralyzed had mentioned. But I'm going to go ahead and bet my next Patreon check that you're probably not. For me, it's just a better, it's just like a more, it's just a vibe. It's a floating vibe that it gives me. You know what I mean? This is going to be a tough one for some people. Bandito versus Smithereens.
I could take the high road, but I know that I'm going low. I'm a bandito. Like neon inside the glass, they form my brain. But I recently discovered it's a heatless fire. So I sing slow.
Yes, sir. That's what you call a tasty lick. It's going up against Smithereens.
You know, I'll be in the corner taking notes. Fuck you, I know I will get messed up way 153.
That synth distortion is crazy.
You know I had to do it. You know I had to do it.
Bandito is winning by like 30 votes. So I'm going to go ahead and say, unless somebody comes out the woodwork, that's a win for Bandito. Bandito's vibe is good, but then it is literally talking about the lore. So you, even if you don't know the lore, it's a good song, like listenable. But if you do, it just doubles down on like how good it is, you know? Smithereens is a good song, but there was no way it was going to win over Bandito. Next up, this is going to be a tough one. My Blood versus Pet Cheetah. Pet Cheetah is going to be a lot of people's favorite song, but My Blood's like rhythm is crazy.
When everyone you thought you knew deserts your fight, I'll go with you. surrounded and
Oh my
up
God.
against the wall. I'll shed them all and go with you. You don't need a run, my blood.
This song is fucking wild, yo. I forgot how good it is. Holy shit.
Do they know I was grown with you? If they hate a smoke, no, I'll go with you. Just keep it outside.
Oh, that build up and that drum fill go crazy, bro. We're gonna listen to it again.
I'll go with you. You don't need a run.
What's crazy about this album is that all songs sound different. They're all unique amongst themselves, but they all sound cohesive as an album. Next up, Pet Cheetah. Woo-hoo. This is such a hard vote, bro.
I wanna stop time. I'll sit here till I find the problem. Now my pet cheetah's quicker and astuter than on his feet. I'ma get mine and get going. I'm showing my faces in desolate no places.
Bro, this song is wild. But just a like that in the background. It's crazy, bro. My Blood is taking it by 17 votes. Everybody get your vote in. We're almost halfway there. Pet Cheetah was up against the catchiest song. I'm sorry. I thought it was going to be way closer than this. My Blood is just that catchy, yo. The hook of My Blood. You don't need to run. Stay with me. My blood. You don't need to run. I figured it. Pet Cheetah is like a cult classic. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the deep cut that everybody's going to like. But My Blood is just, it's undeniable how catchy. So I figured that was going to win, but I thought it was going to be by a closer margin than this. All right. Leave This City versus Neon Gravestones. This one is like lore versus non-lore. So I don't know which way we're going to go, but where I am going to leave is this room because I got to take a piss real quick. Did he wash his hands? Everybody vote up. Looks like it's not going in favor of washed. That's for sure.
Tired. They know that it's almost. They know that it's almost over.
The poll went 36 people voted nah, 4 people voted washed. Y'all 4 people are gonna be severely disappointed because I definitely didn't.
'Cause they know that when it goes out, it's a glorious gone. They know that it's almost over. For now, I'll stay alive.
The synth building up is crazy.
Though I'm far from home, entrenched, I'm not alone.
That live is probably wild. And yes, this is Moonlight Sonata. I don't know who watched my video, but I called that shit. For all of you that have heard this song already, but maybe not so much into classical music or not so much into Beethoven, I'm pretty sure that this is like extremely close to Moonlight Sonata, movement number 1. All right, listen to this. But listen to this.
My opinion, our culture can treat a loss like it's a win, and right before we turn on them, we give them. Neon gravestones try to call for my bones cold. I could use the streams and extra conversations. I could give up and boost up my reputation.
I could use the streams and extra conversations. I could give up and kill myself to boost up my reputation. Crazy.
My opinion will not be lenient. How could he go if he's got everything? I'll mourn for a kid, but won't cry for a king. Neon gravestones.
This motherfucker had everything in his life. Why did he kill himself? I'm not gonna cry over that. That's selfish. But I'll mourn for a kid.
If I lose to myself, you won't mourn a day, and you move on to someone else. Gravestones try to call for my bones, but they won't get 'em. No, they won't get 'em.
Two very somber songs, but it looks like Neon Gravestones is gonna take it by a large margin, and rightfully so. The fact that like the lyricism in the song is talking about suicide without ever directly saying it, because he doesn't want to bring awareness or bring like any kind of light on it, but also talking about with him and the complexities of him potentially dealing with dark times in his life. It's a crazy song, yo. Levitate and The Hype, bro. I like both. I didn't vote. I can respect that.
Oh, I know how to levitate up off my feet, and ever since the 7th grade I learned to fire breathing, though I feed on things cowards only come through when the hours late and everyone's asleep, mind you know.
Don't remember what my reaction was to this song when I first heard it. Does anybody remember? Anybody remember my reaction besides Jeff? I think I remember hearing and saying like, yo, that's a bar. Cowards only come to you in the hours of the night when everyone's asleep. Like the cowardice in your mind. Yeah, you shat the floor. Respect to me. Hey. Make sure to follow and subscribe on YouTube if you want the most fire reactions and breakdowns in the game.
And I got back what I once bought back in that slide. I won't need to replace this culture. Is a culture of overexposure. Not today, don't chorus verse. Now here comes
bro, that's hard.
Habits here to hear the worst destruction.
The cymbal crashing right there on the chorus verse part.
Chorus verse. Now
That's
here
hard.
comes the 80. Wait, habits
does
here to
sound like
hear the
Alchemist
worst
a little
destruction.
bit. Like kind of scary a little bit. Up against a completely different vibe. The Hype.
Cold, even paralyzed.
Sometimes I feel cold, even paralyzed. Holy shit. Shout out Paralyzed. You got a bar in the song.
Sometimes I feel cold, even paralyzed. Nice to know my kind will be on my side. Your exterior world can step off and say, but you'll be just fine. Just don't believe the hype.
It looks like unless something changes, The Hype is about to take it by 4 votes. I chose Levitate for those that want to know, just because the level of rapping in Levitate. Not what, I mean, what he's saying is good too, but like the ability to be off beat, but on beat, like that, finding a different pocket that's rather than right down the center. That's so crazy in Levitate. And then the way the drums match, it's crazy. The Hype is a more popular, it's a more listenable song. You can digest The Hype more often than you can Levitate. Now we are into, ladies and gentlemen, the second round of the bracket. We got Jumpsuit, Morph, Cut My Lip, Bandito, My Blood, Neon Gravestones, The Hype, Chlorine. Bro, this round is going to be tough. We got Jumpsuit first and then Morph. No. We have Morph first because it's the second seed. This is just so groovy, bro.
For if it's purely panic, and when it's solemn sorrow, and
One invades today, while the other spies tomorrow. We're surrounded and we're hounded.
If I keep moving, they won't know.
I'm off to someone else.
It's just so good, bro.
But those who know him most know he goes by Nico.
Oh.
He told me I'm a copy.
That pocket is wild, bro. I could never write in that pocket like that. To be so offbeat with the flow and still make it seem. If I tried to do that, I'd have 1,000 comments in my YouTube. Bro, you're offbeat. I know I'm offbeat. That's the point.
I'm off to someone else. I'm just a ghost.
We will listen to Jumpsuit all the way through. You get the gist of Morph. Morph's hook is infectious, bro. Morph's hook is like, you just can't escape it. But Jumpsuit, as an opening track, the bass line.
I crumble underneath the weight. Pressures of a new place.
For those that saw them on tour when this album came out, did they open the set with this song? Anybody know? They did? Bro, I would have left the fucking concert. I'd have been like, it ain't getting no better than that. Let's get the fuck out of here. We got to beat traffic.
Jumpsuit. Dusting off my.
Straight into Levitate with no transition, just like on the album. That's hard.
I'll be right there if you need anyone.
This part right here, yo. Here it comes. Here it comes.
Jumpsuit, cover me. Oh, jumpsuit, cover me.
Yo, Jumpsuit is wild, bro. I'm off to someone else. I'm just a ghost. Like, as an opening song, if you had never heard of 21 Pilots before, you thought you were about to get into a heavy rock song, a rock album, and then it's nothing like that. I listened to this at the gym today, and I was like, fucking hyped. Here we go. Then I almost passed out. As I figured, just because if you've heard the album, there's not another song like Jumpsuit on it. I voted Jumpsuit. There was no way that I wasn't going to vote Jumpsuit because Morph is good, but Jumpsuit is... Now we got Cut My Lip versus Bandito. I don't know where I'm going with this one.
If you decide all is well, twist around the rim, drink it anyway. I cut my lip. Lean on my pride, lean on my pride.
That's Cut My Lip. And what was it going against? Bandito?
I'm a bandito.
It's so fragile of a song.
When in between two places where we used to be.
This one don't look like it's gonna be close.
The way it helps to hear these words bounce off of you. The softest echo could be enough for me to make it through.
We got the winner. It's gonna be Bandito. I voted Cut My Lip. I had to vote Cut My Lip because I would listen to Cut My Lip more than I would Bandito. But I knew that Bandito was going to win because of just like the straight up connection, the connection of Bandito to like the fan base and to the lore and to the group. And it's literally a song between them and the fans. It's literally what it is. My Blood versus Neon Gravestones. Here we go into the thick of it.
I'll grab my light and go with you. Surrounded
This is such a tough one.
up against the wall.
You don't need to run, stay with me, my brother.
That's My Blood versus Neon Gravestones.
Our culture can treat a loss like it's a win. And right before we turn on them, we give them the highest of praise. And they say, how could he go if he's got everything? I'll mourn for a kid, but won't cry for a king.
Neon gravestones try to call. Neon gravestones try to call.
I think it's going My Blood from the looks of it. There you got it, ladies and gentlemen. My Blood takes it. For those that want to know, I voted Neon Gravestones. My Blood is probably the song that I will listen to more. It's more catchy. It's a little bit of a vibe. The bass line is going crazy. But this song, yo, in terms of power, the usage of Moonlight Sonata, it might not be something that I listen to all the time, but it's crazy. I respect everybody that voted My Blood, though, because if it wasn't for the darkness and the seriousness and the timeliness of the message of Neon Gravestones, like I feel like with mental health at the forefront, you know, it's being less stigmatized now. People are talking about it more. I think it's a very topical conversation, and Neon Gravestones is there's people that have not committed suicide because they heard this song. There's people that have not committed suicide because they heard Redecorate. You know, it's just one of those songs where it's going to change people. My Blood's not really going to change anybody, but it's a better song to listen to on the regular. But Neon Gravestones is that song. Next up, The Hype versus Chlorine.
I'll record my step through for my basement tapes.
Nice to know my kind, but you don't get thick skin without getting burnt. But you'll be just fine. Just don't believe the hype.
Versus Chlorine.
Sipping on straight chlorine. Let the vibe slide over me. This beat is a chemical. When I leave, don't say my seat.
I'll be back at the end of stream.
Now different lives I lead. My body lives on lead. The last two lines might read incorrect until said. I'm so sorry I forgot you.
Can you fill my house with pieces on just a chemical? This one should have been no fucking debate whatsoever as to which way this one was gonna go. This is the most popular song on the album. Some would say it's the best song on the album. I still think that it could lose to other songs that are still in contention because the other songs are just as good for other reasons. We already knew it was gonna be The Hype at least. I voted for Chlorine, but let me tell you why I voted for Chlorine. Some people are going to vote because of Ned. Some people are going to vote because of, oh, look how cute they are pushing the fucking barrel of chlorine down the whole thing. I voted Chlorine just because of the second half of the song. The tested by the sea, like I've been tested by like a weathered flag by the sea. That shit is hard. That's a crazy way to talk about trials and tribulations in your life and how they've affected you. Chlorine won clearly 84-17. Now here we are, ladies and gentlemen, to the final four. We got Jumpsuit versus Bandito, bro. We're getting into it now.
I can't believe how much I hate pressures of a new place roll my way.
Song is crazy, yo. Jumpsuit goes hard. What do you call a cheap circumcision? A ripoff? Take a lap as well.
But I know that I'm going low. I'm a bad
Like nicknames they give themselves to uninspire. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. Jumpsuit takes it. I voted for Jumpsuit. I know why a lot of people voted for Bandito. Bandito's a good song, right? But a lot of people are going to vote Bandito because of the connection that you have with the song as a fan, as a Bandito yourself. Jumpsuit, though, if you're just like somebody who hasn't heard 21 Pilots and you hear these two songs together, most people are going to say Jumpsuit is going to be the one that takes it. Not to mention, just it shows off everything. It shows off his vocal control, his vocal ability, the screaming. I knew Jumpsuit was gonna take it, but I didn't think it was gonna be that close. And this is what I meant by like whenever I said at the beginning that I don't know which way some of these are gonna go just because of the connection people have with them. Now we got My Blood versus Chlorine.
surrounded and up against the wall. Stay with me. No, you don't need to run. Stay with me. They're calling for your head and they're calling for your name. I'll bomb down on them, I'm coming through. You don't need to run. Stay with me. My blood. You don't need to run. Home in this medical. Sipping on straight chlorine.
Unfortunately, for those that voted My Blood, Chlorine is gonna take it.
Can you build my house with pieces?
It wasn't going to get any closer than that. Chlorine takes it by 24 votes. My Blood is probably one of the most fun songs on the album. Even if you think the first part of Chlorine is overrated, I could see how you might think that. It's very radio friendly. The second part of that song, though, that shit cuts to your core. And that's why people are voting for it. If Chlorine did not have the other side, if Chlorine didn't have the outro, I probably would have voted My Blood. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Our final happens to be the number 1 seed and the number 2 seed, Jumpsuit and Chlorine. You feel like Chlorine's gonna win? I don't know. Between these two songs, I don't know.
Need anyone? If you need anyone. Had you in my coat pocket where I kept my rebel red. Felt I was invincible, you wrapped around my head.
This is gonna be a close
But now
one.
you double as a paper maker.
By 1 vote, make sure oh, it's tied. Everybody vote. Make sure that you vote.
I'll be back when
This is the finals. There's no reason to hold back now. It's tied again. Jumpsuit up by 1. Tied again. Oh, Chlorine up by 2. Chlorine up by 4. Chlorine up by 3. Chlorine up by 2. It looks like it's pulling away, ladies and gentlemen. I think Chlorine's going to take it. And that's it. That's it. We got our winner. We got our winner. We got Chlorine taking the tournament over Jumpsuit 52% to 48% by 3 votes. 3 votes. Chlorine takes it. I mean, I knew Chlorine was going to be in the finals. Like, I knew this was going to be where we're at. I didn't know it was going to be these two. But when Jumpsuit made the finals, I thought Jumpsuit was going to win. I voted Jumpsuit. Chlorine is a more digestible song for the normal radio, for the casual listener. And like I said, the end portion of Chlorine, if the end portion of Chlorine wasn't there, Jumpsuit probably would have won. But that end portion of Chlorine is so strong that it's probably the reason why it made it as far as it did. Without the end portion, My Blood's winning this right here for sure. Without the end portion of Chlorine and the hype, this might have been a lot closer. But this one right here to win by 4, if that last part of the song didn't exist, Jumpsuit would have took it. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. If this is your first time here in stream when we do these tournaments, this is what it goes down as. I can't hate Chlorine for winning. I can't hate the people for voting Chlorine because it's a good pick. That's why it made the final. But Jumpsuit, it just has an energy that is undeniable. Jumpsuit live is probably better than Chlorine live. But Chlorine live is probably fire. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate everybody. Everybody shout out to Jeff for managing the polls. I appreciate everybody. We're probably going to do Scaled and Icy in the future. We'll probably do Blurry Face in the future. Just because those are their most successful albums. So I'll probably do all of those in the future. I appreciate everybody that stayed the whole time. I hope y'all enjoyed y'all's stay. Everybody on YouTube, if you made it this far, I don't know if y'all thought that Chlorine was going to win. I knew it was going to get deep in there. That's what she said, but I didn't think it was going to win. If y'all thought Chlorine was going to win, if you were hoping for something else to win on YouTube in the comments, consider letting me know. Consider telling me. I'll be replying to comments, all that kind of stuff. Again, if you're on YouTube and you haven't made it to the stream, consider joining stream. Everybody on stream, I appreciate everybody that supported, everybody that followed, gave donations, bits, subscriptions, all of that. I appreciate all of the love that y'all show me. And I'll catch everybody on YouTube on the next video. And everybody on stream, I'll catch y'all tomorrow.